All praises to Yahweh, all praises to Yahweh Shai, all praises for the Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone that have been and continue to teach the true gospel. Salute to the Akim, spreading the true gospel on the streets and lanes of the city, on the highways and hedges, and on the World Wide Web. Much love to you, Homo Aquath, who learn science with all subjection and are in righteous order under the men of Yahweh Yahweh Shai. This is the brother Raza from the Church of Philadelphia camp. And the Lord just put on my spirit, and I'm gonna title this, the 2/3 are crash outs, right? And who they crashing out for? Esau Edom. They crashing out for that little bit of power they think they have in this wicked kingdom. And their pride is something else, boy. I mean, they think they done made it, and what's wrong with you? Why is you complaining? Master gives us good eats and sleep. Why is you complaining, boy? And that's what they act like. They really believe they're in a good case because the crumbs from Esau Edom's table has fallen down on them. Right? It's a sick thing to hear and look at. I mean, they really think they've done something, right? But it's because they have run to Egypt for help. It's because they trust in their oppressor, right? It's because they weren't chosen. They weren't called, and they definitely not gonna be chosen, right? But just going through this age, right? And you see the stupidity of our people, right? Not knowing who they are, yep, prideful and arrogant of what they have uh gotten. They with their bag full of holes right now, right? Because that's what it is. So yeah, they're gonna get their reward, all right, right? And that's a missile sandwich. But they the 2/3 are the real crash out boys for Esau Edom. You 2/3 are crash outs. You're the real crash outs. Because even for us to get to Esau Edom, we got to go through you. And you think you're doing something. Hey, the Lord gonna go through you, all right. Where you gonna be uh powder, ashes. You know, while you standing on your feet. But enough for me. Hey, let's get into some of these precepts. But yeah, just being around Jake, who think he's doing something, is it's just crazy. And you see it, right? Right? It is just utter madness and stupidity. And hey, I don't even want to be around it. You know, the gig forces me to be around it, but this is that's how you know that this truth is a pure gift from Yahweh Bash Yahweh Shai. And through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy, Yahweh Bash Yahweh Shai, we are called to this thing, and Lord willing, will be chosen of the elect, right? Because it's I mean, it's a hell of a drug. Christianity is a hell of a drug. Esau's power is a hell of a drug. And wanting to be joining in with them, a hell of a drug. You know, hey, what's that one saying? Because the thing is, you can't tell him nothing. You can't tell Jake nothing about uh uh his arrogancy, right? And it's like to be sane in an insane world. you know, and that's what we gotta think about. You know, it's this a sane person to an insane society appears insane. And that's what we dealing with day in and day out. Because our saneness comes from the scriptures, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the scriptures. And we're the same ones in this insane society, you know? But that's why we have to endure to make our calling and election sure. Because they know they got it. And the Lord has blinded them, has forced them to be deaf, dumb, and blind. Hey, and that's why we praise you, how about Shemel Shai? To have eyes to see and ears to hear, right? With sound reasoning of the truth. You know, our people have been led to the slaughter, right? And hey, and most of the time it's our people leading our people to that slaughter. You know, and following after death and destruction. It's like that experiment that I saw. It's been a while back, um, but they basically had an experiment where they had they took one sheep, and that sheep basically led the other sheep to the slaughter. Hmm. And that's their profile right now in this wicked kingdom. Pick out Jake to lead Jake to the slaughter, right? Hmm. The Judas goat. Hmm. Matter of fact, it's a trained goat used to lead other animals to a holding pen for slaughter. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah. It says the Judas goat is spared from the slaughter, while the others are killed. The phrase like sheep to the slaughter, you know? Hmm. It says it's a common biblical metaphor for a submissive silent group being led to their doom. Hmm. It says this is how it works, right? A goat is trained to bond with sheep or cattle and lead them to a specific destination, such as a slaughterhouse. You know? The outcome is the Judas goat is spared, while the animals it leads to the slaughter are killed. And so you 2/3, you you want to join hand in hand with them, and you lead your people to slaughter you a Judas goat, and thinking you're saved from something. But hey, it's going to be judgment on you. You're not going to be saved from anything. You think because you got a little bit of time. At the end of the day, yeah, at the end of the day, because judgment isn't executed speedily, you think you're being good case, but you're not. You done killed both body and soul. And actually, how about Shem Rashad is making you an example. But yeah, enough of me, Batman. Let's get into this precept. This book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 20, 21. It says, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. Yeah, because, hey, you 2/3, you think you're in a good case because you joining up with the Esau and other heathen nations, right? You think you'd be okay. But hey, you're not going to be unpunished. Esau, Edom, and other heathen nations, you're not going to go unpunished. It says, but the seed of the righteous shall be delivered. Now that's salvation, being delivered from judgment. You're either going to receive salvation or you're going to be judged. And we know through the spirit, power, grace, and mercy, the Yahweh Shai, that the Israelites are going to be saved and delivered and are going to receive salvation. Everyone else will be judged. It'll be their judgment time. Sure. Will this world be a better place? Absolutely. Because the righteous men of Yahweh Shai are leading it. But at the end of the day, you give me one nation that wants to be under Jake. You know? So they're going to receive their judgment. And that is, you know, being under Jake and being in captivity and doing what we say do and not serving their other gods, right? But serving the Most High, serving Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. You know? And those that don't want to do it, hey, they're going to get immediate judgment. Judgment is going to be executed speedily in that day in the kingdom. For all you, everybody can receive, any and everybody can receive salvation. Stop it. That's the Yahweh Bashim Shai is not the author of confusion, and that is bringing confusion to the scriptures. Utter confusion. You're trying to sound deep, and you're not deep. It's just nothing but bumbling confusion. It's quite simple. The Israelites will be saved and delivered and receive salvation. The other nations will be under judgment because they serve other gods. They don't want to be subjected in subjection to Jake. We know that. But they will be. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, chapter 3, verse 11. Woe unto the wicked, destruction unto the wicked, starting with you 2/3. It shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hand shall be given him. Yeah, so hey, you think when you be a Judas goat to your brother that you're gonna be all right? No, you're not gonna be all right. You think so because of your pride and arrogancy. You think when you using a brother, right? That hey, you get over it. You get overboard, right? You trying to get over the brothers, right? Trying to get over on your brother. Hey, there's a judgment for that. You know? So you're gonna receive your reward. And it ain't gonna be tied up nice in a bow. Talking shit about your brother, right? And you don't know who you talking about. So it'd be wise for you to shut your mouth. Right? All this backbite going on, even in Israel, right? That's why some of you guys are the Lord put you out of this thing. Because you wasn't sincere in the first place. Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see who was right. We're gonna see who was wrong. We're gonna see who was real and who was fake. We're gonna see. But destruction unto you wicked. And again, it's very simple. There's sons of God, there's sons of Yahweh, sons of the power, there's sons of men, and sons of the wicked. And who's going to receive deliverance and salvation? And who's going to get beamed up? The sons of God. Come on, man. This ain't even hard. The Israelites. This is not rocket science. It's as simple as ABC. 1, 2, 3. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 16, verse 5. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh. So yeah, who's the most proudful people? Who's got the biggest pride? Esau, Edom, and the other heathen nations, and you 2/3. Because you think you ruling, you think you doing something, you think you got a little bit of power. The true power, the true wealth, is God's wisdom, understanding of the scriptures. That's your true wealth. And making sure your actions line up with your words. So if you in this truth, guess what? Your actions is going to line up. If you in this truth, when you go out on Saturdays, that's when you in this truth. Or when you put up the video, that's when you in this truth. Everything else is a damn lie. Because you don't do what you say. That's why the Lord said, yeah, listen to the Pharisees, but don't do what they do. Because they're wicked as all hell. But you can listen to them when they coming out of the scriptures. Don't listen to them when they coming out of their own minds and bellies. Right? It says, everyone that is proud in heart, an abomination to Yahweh. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. So, hey, soon enough, this mirth will be completely wiped off the face of the earth. Soon enough, Jacob's trouble will come. Soon enough, the missiles will be arriving. Soon enough, the chariots will appear in the skies. Soon enough, the Israelites will be beamed up. And that's when we know we'll be both called and chosen. Lord willing, I'll be at that number. Lord willing, the men of the Church of Philadelphia be at that number. Lord willing, the brothers from the Men of Valor be at that number. So before I close, I'd love to give all honor, praise, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kahakadash. Hey, Lord willing, this video is edifying to the elect. Until next time, Shalom.